All right, you have a simple idea and you want to get on Shark Tank and you want to get in Walmart and you want to get in Lowe's, watch this video. Okay, everybody, Stephen Key here at inventRightTV. I got two wonderful entrepreneurs here that are really doing some amazing things. Brian, Kirk, how you guys doing?
We are doing awesome. Hey, Stephen, and don't forget former students.
Doing great.
Yeah,
We're doing great.
You guys are amazing. Hey, you've got a great product. Let's talk about it right away because I know everybody probably knows about it. And it's a perfect timing for it now, too, because it's Thanksgiving's coming up, right? And this is a perfect tool. So tell me what your product is and why people need it. I have it. I love it. Go ahead.
Kirk, you want me to go?
Yeah,
I'll
do your
just
thing. Oh, yeah, you got one. Yeah, I don't have one.
It's called the Turbo Trusser, and what it is basically it eliminates butcher's twine when you're going to cook a chicken or a turkey or Cornish hens or a whole duck, any real whole poultry. And the reason for that is because if you don't tie them up, traditionally that's been done with butcher's twine in the past. And if you don't tie it up, you're not going to get an even cook. The breast is going to dry out before the thigh and legs are done. It's not going to be as juicy and perfect as if you use the Turbo Trusser. So we invented the Turbo Trusser. Again, it's a simple product. It's 3 pieces. There's 2 wires. They go through the holes and then they hook into the wings, which if you can get to that picture, you can see how it hooks into the wing of the turkey.
Yep.
And it holds everything together. So it cooks as one piece of meat and it's going to come out juicy every time.
Well, you guys, I'll have to say, I have it. We use it. It works beautifully. It's easy to do. And he's absolutely right, 100%. This is a great product. I've said that from day one. You guys, okay, let's just dial it back a little bit. Okay. You've got this great product. You think about licensing, you throw, I don't want to do that. I want to venture myself. You go on Shark Tank. Okay. And that's got to be a little nerve-wracking in itself, right? Yes, no?
Oh, it was very nerve-wracking. Just watch my pitch. It was nerve-wracking. It was, well, you have all those, extremely wealthy people that are looking at your business with a fine-tooth comb, and you have a short time to actually get your point across.
Okay.
And, we made it through and got a deal with Kevin, but it was definitely a very nerve-wracking.
Well, especially when you go in there and literally got like a couple grand, $600, $1,000 in the bank for the company, maybe a couple thousand in receivables. You're like, we need this 100,000 from any of these guys, or we're up a creek. Okay. So, the pressure was on. Okay. You've got this script basically pitch that you've memorized over a 3-month period. You memorize it so much you forget it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then when you go to say it, like what happened to Kirk, you forgot it for a second. And luckily I memorized the whole thing. And I come in just for a second and he was right back at it.
Well, the bottom line is you got a deal. Okay. And now you're trying to launch into retail, because I know you were online for a while and you probably still are online. We'll talk about where people can buy it now, but you're at retail. Talk about all the retail places that people can find your product.
So mainly, as you said, we've been online. We've got our own website. Amazon's, the behemoth when it comes to any shopping, but online for sure. But you can only get so far with certain products. Mm-hmm. They need to be in front of people, right? With the Amazon, and here's the other with the low value product. Our product's $20. Okay. It's really hard to advertise and spend any money on a $20 item to bring somebody in and to effectively do that. What can you spend? $5 per person, maybe if you have $100 or $200 or $300 item, you can spend a lot more money to acquire that customer.
Got it.
With the $20 item, it's a lot harder. So that's why if we think we go into retail, we can get put in front of the customers.
Okay.
Right in front of their face.
Yeah, making an impulse buy.
Impulse buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like currently. So we just launched into 250 Lowe stores. And the way retail works for a new company, they do a test. Okay. And, we went through a competition at Lowe's. They do like a Shark Tank style pitch competition every year. It's called Into the Blue.
Okay.
And they invite like 120 companies or 150 companies down to their headquarters in North Carolina. And you pitch directly to the buyers. Like you were on Shark Tank, you stand in front of them, you pitch your product.
Well, wait a minute. How do you get to those guys? I mean, do you just go online and submit it? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, so we use there's a platform called Range Me, which is a way to connect products with buyers.
Okay.
And there's a free service, there's paid service. Depends on how much you want to use it and
Nice.
what you how big you can go with
Okay.
it. On there, you can apply to things like Lowe's Into the Blue contest for free, or Walmart does an open call for the last 15 years. I think they've been doing open call where they invite about 500 companies down to Bentonville.
Okay.
And you go into a room and you pitch to the buyer, and then they can award you business. And in terms of Walmart, they call it a golden ticket.
All right.
With Lowe's, we had to go through several layers of pitching, and we actually got what they called the Platinum Award, which was one of 5 companies that were there got that.
Okay. So is that nerve-wracking too, waiting for that to happen?
I think that's almost worse than Shark Tank, because Shark Tank's over. Now we're trying to keep the business alive.
Okay.
How do we grow this business, keep it alive, so we can, everybody can get a return on investment someday?
Okay.
And you're going in there pitching to these buyers like, this is it. I got one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And literally with Walmart, it was, you got 15 minutes or no, how long was it, Kirk?
In Walmart?
A half hour.
We had a half hour, but it was about, well, we'll get into that story, but we got the ticket probably about 15 or 18 minutes into the pitch.
But you get a half hour to pitch, and that's it. And,
So,
you either going to.
All right, let's talk about Lowe's. They're doing a test right now.
Yep.
Do they tell you
We're in
what?
250 stores.
Okay, that's what
We've got. I'm sure you guys will show the display because we'll make sure that you get that. But we've got a floor display that has 21 units of just the turkey.
Okay.
In these 250 stores, and they've got them in what's called the turkey pod. So in almost all the Lowe's stores at Thanksgiving, in the main aisle, they put the turkey fryers, turkey seasoning, turkey oil, turkey rubs, turkey brines, turbo trussers in that pod or section. So they're testing us in 250 stores. If it sells through, then next year they can put us into more. If it doesn't, you're out.
But your product sells around, it's year long too, right? I mean,
yes.
Well,
especially
we
the
have
chicken.
multiple versions.
Yep.
So we have a chicken version, and then we have a Cornish hen version.
Okay.
So all year long, our evergreen product is the chicken turbo trusser. People buy it to use on rotisseries, on their grill smoker, if you're just making one in the oven. Then comes Thanksgiving, the turkey comes out, and everybody buys a lot of these during Thanksgiving. So overall, we sell about even 50-50 chickens to turkeys.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's in Lowe's. Do you know what stores are in there? Can you track it yourself? Do you go down there and look at it and go, hey, I'm here? How does that all work?
So they gave us a list of stores. It's up on our website. There's a link on there that says Lowe's 2025. You can go on there and see which stores we're in. Okay. The closest one for us is 2 hours away. We don't even have one in Ohio.
All right.
The way our buyer looked at it, and he looked up and said, I'm going to sort the stores by the number of turkey fryers they sold, and I'm going to put you in those top 250 stores.
Good. Okay.
So one of them is in Pittsburgh. So I've driven over there twice and checked out the display, make sure it looks good. Okay. Maybe I bought one,
good.
Just to be the first one to buy one. Right. So I did, I got the receipt and I kept it and made a video purchasing,
how does that,
a turbo truck.
Let's talk about how that feels for just a minute. How does that feel from having an idea at the very beginning? Now you're standing there in Lowe's next to that display. How does that feel?
Oh, it's incredible. Crazy. I mean, you never think about it. I mean, we've known you for a long time, and licensing is an awesome option, and we've done that, and now this was something we brought to market, and to see it on the shelf,
it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Okay, let's talk about Walmart, because that's like the big guy, right? I mean, isn't that like everybody's dream come true? The big Walmart. So they have an open call for the last 15 years. Is it on Zoom? Are you there live there? I mean, how does that work?
You get invited there. You're there live. They just built a brand new auditorium and a brand new building just to house this. I'm sure they do it for other things too. However, it's a regular auditorium with the stage and screens, and the CEO spoke. A lot of executives spoke. Who else was there, Brian? The guy from
they had Cole Hauser from Yellowstone came in and spoke. I don't know, Cole. He was also in Dazed and Confused. Okay. But he came in because he's got a coffee brand called Free Reign or something, and so he came in and talked about how he brought his product and it's selling at Walmart, and a lot of motivational rah, get you ready. Like you're there for Walmart and Walmart's there for their customers. And how can your product make their customers' lives better? And then, so the whole first day is Walmart talking to you and you're listening, you're in the auditorium. There's like open areas where there's all kinds of booths where you can go talk to different people with different functions within Walmart that, you may need to utilize if you get and work with them. And there's 500 and some companies there that aren't currently doing business with Walmart in store.
Yeah, I want to mention someone. You hear the story about Walmart crushes people. I want to tell everybody, look, Walmart is a great company. I don't care what anybody says. I've had great experience with them. I've had my product in there a few times. I've even had it shown at one of the stockholders meeting. James will put that in there. But I tell you, they're a good company, guys.
Yep,
and
they are.
They're super entrepreneur friendly, especially after going through this.
Yeah,
they're looking at made in America products. They're looking at small businesses they haven't done business with, and they're trying to bring them in. And the way they do that, again, they have you pitch. We get 30 minutes, and then they hand out golden tickets to certain companies out of the 500 companies.
How does that feel to get one of those?
It was crazy. It was, we couldn't believe it.
You'll be able to see the pictures. We had our chicken and turkey hats on in the pitch meeting. So the buyers walked in. We got our chicken and turkey hats on. We pitched the Turbo Trusser. We get 30 minutes, and like 20 minutes in, the buyer leaves the room.
Is it a buyer, male or female, or does it?
Both males, both young males.
Two male, but they're all different. Like our current buyer at Lowe's is female, and then our buyers at Walmart are both male.
Do you, for this pitch, let's talk about getting ready for that. Okay. Do you practice that pitch for 30 minutes? You know how long you have? I mean, is that something that you really work on too?
Yeah. So I put it together in a PowerPoint and it had videos because our product is, you can't really demonstrate it in a meeting unless you had a raw chicken or a turkey.
Yeah, and that's not going to work.
And that's not going to work. So we put some videos. It's a PowerPoint. We put some videos in there, how to use the product, where it functions, a bunch of information about the product, pricing and margins.
You got all that.
And then we had a message from Kevin O'Leary in there that was directly to the buyers. He's like, hey, let's work. This is really, I love this product. Here's why. Your customers are going to love it. Everybody's got to cook a chicken or a turkey. And he says a little tagline at the end. And it's, we play it for the buyers and they love that.
So what are you wearing again? Are you wearing a suit with your turkey hats, or are you just dressed as chickens?
Just what Brian has on. Yeah, what Brian has on, that shirt.
Shirts on and slacks, but we had here. Hold on, I got mine right here. Yeah. Oh no, look at my hair.
Yeah.
All right. How do they forget that? They never forget that, do they?
Yeah.
Listen, as soon as we put it on this first day at the end of the day, and as soon as we put it on, people like fly.
They're laughing. They're smiling, huh? They never forget it. Whose idea was it to do that on Shark Tank 2 to wear those outfits?
I don't remember.
I think Kirk and I both came up with it. It was our idea though.
Yeah.
We had to make a video after we submitted online for Shark Tank. We had to make a video of our pitch and send it in. And there was they don't give you much guidance. And I wore this big inflatable chicken suit, and Kirk wore the turkey suit that he actually wore on the show.
Nice.
And we're like, let's just, how often do you have a product that they actually have costumes for?
So tell me this. Okay, let's go back. So you're venturing, you're learning all this stuff. You've got help. You've got Kevin on your team. How much do you have to learn through all of this? And how many mistakes are you making, or do you make mistakes? I mean, what's the reality here?
We've made millions of mistakes. We talk about it every day. We're like, oh, another mistake, another mistake. But when I was growing up, my dad said, you know what? The only people that don't make mistakes are the people that aren't doing anything, that aren't working. So, you're going to come across it. But, the learning curve is tremendous. I mean, you got to learn about the EDI, how the companies talk to each other through the computers, and you got to learn about displays, and you got to learn about how many they put in the display, and you have to have everything manufactured. Who's going to pack it up? Who's going to ship it? I mean, it's daunting.
A lot easier to license it. Let me tell you. So it's a lot easier if you just let somebody else do it for you.
So where's your inventory? Where do you store your inventory right now? Where?
We've got our own little warehouse, and then our manufacturer keeps a lot of inventory there as well.
Amazon too. We have inventory at Amazon.
So they have warehouses where we can store it, And then when we need it, we just push it over to
Okay.
the main warehouses where people get their product from.
So how much inventory do you need to have on hand? Because those orders come in, do you have, 90 days to fill an order, or how does that work?
I mean, for us, we keep a couple thousand units in our stock.
All the
We've
time.
got, 5,000 units of chickens and turkeys at Amazon.
Okay.
And then because of our logistical supply chain is literally like 1 hour around in Northeast Ohio,
Okay.
we can get product made
Pretty
in
fast.
2 or 3 weeks,
Yeah.
and we can have stuff to ship, be ready.
No problem. So let's talk about finance for just a minute. We're not going to go too deep into it. When you have that manufacturer making that product for you, do you have to pay all up front, or does he give you a little time to pay that?
We got 30 days usually.
30 days, but 30 days is fine, but then you got to sell it. And like, let's say you go to, Walmart, they might not pay you for 90 days.
Okay.
So you could be holding that inventory for, paying for it, not getting paid for quite some time.
So there's a float.
So it's
There's a float there. You have to float. Do you float your own
Yes.
money, or do you do factoring? People probably don't even know what that is, but how do you do that?
Right now, we're fully funded in the Turbo Trusser. We have no loans
Got it.
out, so everything is fully funded. But let's say that we go into Walmart and they want to put us in 1,000 stores.
Okay.
Well, we have a line of credit through the business. That's a good way to start.
Okay.
If you've done some business, you get a line of credit. We can pull from that. If it gets larger,
Okay.
we've already talked to the bank. It's a regional bank, and they're ready and approved us for a loan if
Okay.
needed. As long as you've got a purchase order, things like that, they'll
They're happy
fund
to see
you
that.
if they see some history. But
Okay.
we've got 4 years of history with our bank,
Okay. All right.
and that helps a little bit. And you bring in a letter that says Walmart wants to buy 1,000 of these. Well, that's going to hold some weight when you go to the bank.
Can people find you on other, like TikTok? Are you on TikTok yet? Yes, no?
Yes.
Yep. We're on TikTok, Instagram,
LinkedIn. How do you
LinkedIn.
guys do all this?
Yeah, our heads are spinning most of the time.
Somebody for everything.
But we finally,
The basic, right?
we finally hired a guy a company to handle our, making our videos, giving us scripts and helping us, because that was our biggest. And I talked to you a year or so ago about this, about getting more engaged in our story and everything.
Okay.
So now, like a few months ago, we finally found the right person to help us with that, because we love making videos, but how do you structure them? How do you, you got you have the founder part, you have the education part, you have, there's so many different facets.
Just editing.
I
don't even know how to edit them and put them all together with all the fancy stuff, and it comes out looking like it's perfect. That's just not what we do.
Okay.
So you have to find people that do the things you can.
Okay.
Yeah. You need a team.
And that could be hard to find the right people. We've went through a lot of because like advertising on Amazon and things like that, that's difficult.
Yeah.
It changes all the time.
Okay.
So we have a company that does that for us.
Okay.
And, that's on a commission basis. And then, if we need a listing fixed, that's on an hourly rate.
Okay.
So, there's basically everybody's making something but us.
Yeah.
Well, you need a team to do this. All right, let's talk about protection for just a minute.
Mm-hmm.
How important is protection? Are people copying you at this point? I mean, you guys are pretty popular. What's happening with that?
Oh, it's very important, especially trademarks. With Amazon, trademarks are the easiest to enforce. But after we were on Shark Tank, we ended up suing a bunch of people. But the law firm that looked at our case figured that there were 150 companies, and there was about $250,000 worth of knockoffs out there after the show, because our product's so easy to manufacture. So what happened was we found a company called Edison IP, and they did it for free because there were so many people. It wasn't free, but we didn't have to come up with any money up front. Okay. But we ended up suing all these companies. We did get a check. I think we only got about 40 grand or something, wasn't it, Brian? Okay. But we still,
we got 40 grand back. They recovered 100. We got 40 of it, and everybody else got 60. But
so that kept them at bay for a lot.
It worked.
A lot of times, like we'll see a knockoff pop up every once in a while, but it's really rare now.
Okay, good. So you took care of that.
Yeah.
How did that feel when that started happening? Was that a frustration, or like?
It was
so bad.
It was bad, but
because they were lower. They had a low. They like leached onto our listing, and then they had a lower price. So everybody was ordering that because nobody looks to see where it's coming from. When you order, you're like, oh, I'm buying that. If you go down and look at the manufacturer, it was like Xingzhongzhang in China. And that's for real. I mean,
Okay.
I'm probably saying it incorrectly, but it was
something like that.
Chinese manufacturers, and they would have 30-day ship days and nobody would even notice, and people were ordering it,
Okay.
and it wouldn't even get delivered.
Yeah. But then I thought, yeah, it wouldn't get delivered. They were just ripping the people off. But then we talked to Brian and I talked about this. It's like, I remember you saying, when you have a good product is when people start ripping you off. And, and if you have a good product, you're going to have to deal with it at some point or other, but you just have to have a strategy. There's a organization called IACC.org, and they help, they work directly with Alibaba, and they help get your products off of there, the pirated ones. And it's free for like a year.
Because a lot of it starts at Alibaba and then makes its way into Amazon.
Okay.
If it's on Alibaba, they buy it in bulk, and then somebody here will set it up and start selling it. Or there's other platforms too. Temu, I think, is another one now.
Okay.
It's tough.
You have more than one product now, though. You're starting to build a product line, correct?
Yes.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. Why is that? Why is that? Is it easier to get into stores if you have more of a product line, or what was the strategy behind that?
Yeah, I'd say, we have a board of advisors that we speak with, and one of the things they told us is you need to, have a bigger offering.
Okay.
Turbo Trusser is great, but what can you add with it to add value? And, or are there other products that you can bring in so you look bigger too?
Okay.
Like, if you eventually would like to exit this business,
Okay.
we don't maybe want to run it forever. Maybe in 5 years we grow this thing and we've got this portfolio of products that somebody else could even take to the next level. And as Kirk and I, we're just serial inventors. So we sat down one day and we're like, what else can we invent that needs barbecued? Or
You guys are barbecue guys. You guys are big barbecue guys, huh?
Yeah, we came up with the cream cheese platter and the jalapeno popper rack the same day.
Right.
And luckily our manufacturer in Cleveland has a laser. So I was like, I can see it in my head. I cut it out of a piece of cardboard. We took the piece of cardboard up to the manufacturer. His guy that runs the laser drew it out. And I think we only had 2 variations, Brian, and it was done, and,
but that was the key.
Yep.
We said, we said, what's the capability of our manufacturer?
Smart.
Let's invent something that he can make, because otherwise you got to go find a new manufacturer, and it takes
years,
10 times longer to bring something out. So it's like, hey, what can this guy's capabilities? Metal, stamping, that's all good. All goes on the grill. What needs are out there in the market? Cream cheese platter. We came out with that. We've sold almost 10,000 of them.
How important is it to say it's made in the U.S.?
I think a lot of people don't really care, but we like it because it's just easy for us.
Okay.
I mean,
well, it contributes to the our economic fortune, right? Northeast Ohio, we've got 4 or 5 suppliers that are touching our product.
Right.
The bigger we get, the more they touch it, the more that they've got to get employees, and it's a trickle. It's really a trickle up effect. Yeah. That the more we can sell, the more our suppliers are going to have to employ people, and
but
and we're getting great product out on the market that's made here.
Yeah, as far as getting in the retailers, as far as getting in the retailers, they want a good price. They want their customers to have a good price, and if you're making it overseas, it helps being made in the U.S., but it's not completely necessary. But
so they're looking for price, but it's good for our economy and stuff like that. And it's easy for you to manage it because they're just down the street and inventory it and ship it. I mean, everything just makes it much, much easier. Wow.
Yeah. But the customers are looking for value. That's what they want, the best value. That, some people probably care, but most customers don't flip it over and go, it's made in the USA. I'm going to buy that one.
Well, you know what's really crazy? When we go on vacation, we bring it with us, by the way. I think I've told you guys that before because it's just so handy. Okay. All right. Let's see. I have 2 more questions. The next one is, let me see. You guys covered quite a bit here. Is there anything else, if someone was just starting out with an idea and they wanted to venture that idea like you guys just did, what would you tell them to do?
Well, first, what we did, we tried to license the Turbo Trusser first. But it was during COVID. However, our feedback, like if you're getting really good feedback from these potential licensees, like, hey, that's a really great product, won't fit into our product line right now. However, we really like it. You know, I mean, we always started with that with all of our products.
I still think you start with licensing.
But you get.
I still think the first step is read your book, one simple
You guys are
idea,
kind.
figure out that, and come up with a simple product, because we got all kinds of ideas, but I'm like, that's a great idea, but we could never get that made.
Oh.
Throw it away.
But-
Because, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, how are you going to
Keep
do
it
that?
simple.
But if
Yeah.
keep it simple.
But as far as
If
like
you-
starting out, like, you know, you have to find somebody, you have to build a team. You can't do it by yourself. If you're a lone inventor and you want to venture, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's going to be nearly impossible, because Brian and I have different skill sets. You know, he's a sales guy. He knows numbers. He knows all about like Excel and PowerPoint, all that. And I know, you know, about, you know, just inventing in general, and just, you know,
writes all our
manufacturing, patents, IP, like, you know, we're getting some packaging made in India right now for our cream cheese platter, just for our first run. And then we're going to make it here in the United States. But I'm handling all that, and like the EDI, like all the computer stuff, I handle that. And Brian and now we're both doing that together, but we have to build a team. I mean, you have to find people that you can trust.
So keep it simple, build a team, learn as much as you can probably before you jump in. What about budget wise, you guys? Is there a budget that you think, can you do this on $100? Can you do this on $1,000?
Oh, no.
What's the budget here?
We started
No.
with 50. We started with 50,000.
Okay.
That's what our first number was. But, you know, our manufacturer in Cleveland, he paid for our tooling for the chicken and the turkey for us. So, you know, it's his, but, you know, that saved us
If you can't get that
25,
done,
30
that would
grand right there.
Okay.
Yeah, we started with 50. That was the initial investment that was put into our company.
Got it. Okay.
But then we got Kevin, who gave us 100,000. So call it 150,000 just to get going. And I tell people all the time, because they're like, "Oh, Shark Tank, you were on there." I'm like, it's still really
It's hard.
It's really, really hard. That's why if you license it to somebody that knows what they're doing, the doors are already open.
Yeah,
They go right in. They make the product. They present it. They put their name on it. Bingo, bango, you get a check in the mail.
Okay.
I still want that someday.
All right, you guys, I've got last question. Where's the best place for people to buy it? Should I go on Amazon? Do I go to your website? Do I find the one at Lowe's? What would you want them to do?
If somebody's watching this video before Thanksgiving, go to our website and go to Lowe's and support us in the retail space. One, it's the cheapest place you're going to get it at $19.98, under $20. Two, it really helps us out to prove the retail value of our company. And then, you know, from there, go to our website and anywhere else you would want to purchase it from. We're on Amazon, our website, TikTok shop, wherever you want to buy. But if you could go shop and buy it in store, that would be the best place.
Yeah, and we have a deal going on right now before Thanksgiving, is if you buy a turkey and you DM us the receipt that you bought it, then we'll send you a free chicken.
Oh, geez. You guys
from Lowe's. You got to
buy it from Lowe's.
You got to buy it from Lowe's.
You got to buy it from Lowe's. If you buy it from Lowe's, we'll send you a free chicken.
What a deal that is. What a great deal that is. Okay. All right, so guys, I want to wrap this up real quick. These guys know what it takes. I'm glad you both came on. You guys are fighting the war out there. You know what you're doing. It's not easy. Okay. You guys, I love this product. I take it with me on vacations. It lasts forever. I mean, the thing is durable. If you buy one, maybe a couple of them, they last forever. The quality is amazing. Do me a favor, do them a favor, buy it for someone or buy it for yourself for Thanksgiving. It's a great gift. You guys are the best. And thank you for coming on InventRightTV.
Thanks
for having us, Stephen.
Okay, you've got a great product idea and you're not quite sure what to do. Or maybe you've got inventory in your garage because you were selling your product on Amazon and you don't want to continue doing it, but you want someone to help you license your idea to a company to bring it to market for you. We have a new program that's called Gateway, where we do all the work for you. We'll find the right companies and the right people to make sure your product is pitched correctly to get the licensing deal. This new program is called Gateway. If you're interested, please check it out.